try, see how much we can get. Okay, thank you. So we are up to Sif Simon Mem Gimel Sif Daled. Where does this one go to? Hold on, let me see. This one goes to Mem Gimel.
It goes to the next Sif.
It goes to Mem Daled Daled.
Yeah.
It's not so bad. I think we could do it. Daled. Im Kaiveya Iker Suda ala Peiros Sheyochlim Im Pas. If you're Kaiveya your Iker Suda on Peiros, right? For bread, which is sort of like fruit soup and that type of thing, you're making part of the main meal. Since they're part of Ikar Suda, Niftarim Bebirchas Hamaitzi, you're part of Bebirchas Hamaitzi, Afilu Lahayu Azal Shulchan, even if it wasn't on the table then. Rak Tzarech, Shetchilas Achilas Aperes Tia Ima Pas, Va'achar Kach. Gam Mashiyocha B'loi Pas, Einet Tzarech Levarach Aleim. Meaning, at least eat a little bit of the fruit, like we just mentioned, with some bread at the beginning, so then you're going to be okay. Hey, let's say fruit that's cooked for the meal, right? Meaning like an appetizer, bein and basar, bein beloy basar, whether you cook the fruit with meat, without meat, yesh lechol mehem betchila ubasoif ktsas impas. You should eat a little bit at the beginning and a little bit at the end with bread. Uveemtza yachol lechol mehen gam beloy pas, and then in the middle you could eat without bread. And you don't need a bracha. Fine. Vav Maisa Oifa. Now this comes up a lot because for dessert, many people have cakes and all sorts of other things like that. So is that included? So Maisa Oifa, things that are baked. You're going uga sukkar, sugar cake, torts, uga shkedim, zucker kuchen, tort, mandel kuchen, well, any basically cake. Right? So if you're eating the cake because you're hungry, which means that the cook probably did a bad job, right? So that's why you're still hungry at the end. Then you don't have to make a bracha because you're using it to be full. But if you're only eating it for tainug, for taste, right, which is what most of us are doing, yesh suffik bracha. Then you have a suffik whether that gets included with the bread. Roy Lodem Lechaven, Bishas Birchas Amoitzi, Lifter Kol Ma Sheyechem Minam Elu. And I think that this is the default at this point. Most people have it in their head already, I think. When you're making Amoitzi, it's including, the cake for dessert, or the brownies, or the, the kichel, and whatever else it is. But fine. So but we should try and make sure that we have that kavanah, then we don't have a shot. Zayin, Im La'achar Gemara Suda, Kodim Birchas Amazon, Shoysa Kofe. Let's say after you finish the Suda, before Birchas Hamazon, you want to drink a coffee in order to, get the digestive system going. Then you need to make a new bracha. Because you're not drinking it because you want food and drink. You're doing it because you want it to help your stomach. It's good to make a bracha on a little bit of sugar, to pater the coffee, like we said before. Take those jelly beans, got to use those jelly beans or whatever in order to, or the little rock candies or whatever other narishkeit that we have out there. Use that to get away from your suffik brachas. Okay, if anyone wants to know, I don't know if I mentioned this, why I keep saying because I was zeichet a couple times to go to Rav David Feinstein's Mishnah Berurah Shir in MTJ, and he read it like that. When he read the Mishnah, he read the heading and he read Ubay Yud Ches Sifim. I don't know why he did that, but he must have had a good reason. I once came up with a reason once, but I can't remember it. But that's why we do it. Okay, Aleph. That's right off the bat. My machrayim, there are many makilim. Why? Why does he mean there's many makilim? Because why do we have my machrayim? Because of this very salty foods that they used to eat with their fingers. Nowadays, we don't have that type of salt. And most of the time, if it's not the Super Bowl, we're not eating with our hands. So why do you have to do Mayim Achrayim? Okay, so there's many, but there's many makilim. Avon Nochin l'chol Yiras Shemayim Lizar behem. You have anybody Yiras Shemayim should try to do Mayim Achrayim. Ve'ein tzrichin litol ella ad perek sheni min hatzbos. You don't have to wash the whole hand. You just wash up to the second knuckle. The yashbel yodav kodim shemenagvan, and you should aim like lower your hands before you dry them. And the one who's going to be leading the benching should bench first. Now it's yedua that the gra held you have to wash regular natilas yadayim for Mayim Achrayim. You see, sometimes the fruma people they get up and they wash a regular natilas yadayim, and I think Reb Chaim Kanievsky says that. I think I shouldn't quote it because I don't remember. I think he says that it's not necessarily an accurate. It's not in the Bir Hagra. Anything that's in the Bir Hagra is for sure the Gra. In the Ma'aser Rav, it's supposed to be pretty accurate, but they say that there are some things in there that are not accurate. So this is, as far as I remember, in the Ma'aser Rav. Okay, base. Don't wash Mayim Achrayim on the ground where people walk because it's ruach ra. Same thing when you do in the Tilas in the morning. Wash into a kli, Tachas Shulchan under the table. Umanagav yadav, dry your hands. V'achakach mevarach b'rchas hamazon, and then say b'rchas hamazon. V'lo yafsik bein anatila b'rchas hamazon, and don't make any hefsik, meaning no talking between the washing and the b'rchas hamazon. Once we're on it, I'm not so sure why women are not noyeg. I know there's a tumult about it, but I don't remember offhand now. But it seems like women are not noyeg to wash Mayim Achrayim. Maybe because they just eat neater than men. I don't know. Gimel. You're not supposed to remove the tablecloth. On Shabbos, you're never supposed to remove the tablecloth. But you shouldn't remove it or the bread until after Birchas Hamazon. Why? You want bread on the table. Lahara is to show shefa me'es Hashem. There's how do you say it? Bountiful. It's bountiful from what Hashem gave. That He gave you so much, and you have leftover. So you leave it on the table. You have better kavanah Birchas Hamazon. Like Elisha told his helper, Kikoyam Hashem achol v'haisa. Have eat and they have leftover. Bracha can't go onto something that's empty. Needs to be something there. What do you have in the house? So in part of Birchas Hamazon is we daven to Hashem that He should take care of us. So you want to have some bread on the table like this. The bracha that we're asking from Hashem should go onto something which would be the bread or the challah. Dalid. The minig is to remove knives from the table before Birchas Hamazon or to cover them up. Because the table is similar to Mizbeach. So we know that in Mizbeach you shouldn't put metal on there. Why? Metal makes people's lives shorter with knives, guns, etc. Now, Mizbeach Marach Yom Shaladam, the Mizbeach actually lengthens people's lives because they get kapara. Ve'ena bedin sheyuna from mekatzar ala marach, and it wouldn't be the right thing that you have something that shortens life would be waived on something that lengthens life. V'gam Shulchan Marach Yom Shaladam, and even the table extends people's lives. Umechaper avaynoisa machnasa sarchim. Shegadol koycha shel legima shemasher shchina. Because the koyach of giving people to eat is masher the shechina. So when you have guests by your house, it lengthens your life. So to put metal on there would not be good. And there's the same reason why many have the minig not to cut tzitzis with metal, because tzitzis lengthens your life. So you don't want to use something that's metal. And the minig in many places is not to cover up the knives and Shabbos Yom. To keep a chol machasan during the week, you cover them over. It's the koyach of Esav. Over Shabbos Yom ain't satan bein pegara. Then the Shabbos Yom there's no satan and there's no pegara. Minhagan sheisrael toiri in the minig of Klal Yisrael is Torah. There's also an opinion that says that on Shabbos, meaning during the week, we're afraid because we're going to be so sad about the churban, we may take the knife and stab ourselves with it and damage ourselves with it. So on Shabbos, when it's a more happy time, then that's not as much of a chashash. Okay, we will stop over there. Everybody should have a fine night. Sudas Tovos, and enjoy.